Hidden deep in the rainforests, untouched by centuries of change, lives a tribe time almost forgot. Who are these people? History has a way of leaving people behind, but on this channel, we uncover those forgotten stories. Join me as we explore the Aeta people, a tribe who faced erasure, discrimination, and yet their spirit remains unbroken. The Aeta people are fighting for their cultural survival. By watching this video, you'll not only learn about their struggles, from discrimination to land displacement, but you'll also discover the strength and resilience of their spirit. This is a story about human connection and how understanding a marginalized culture can inspire us all. Ancient roots, guardians of the Philippine rainforests. Okay, picture this. A time before skyscrapers, before traffic jams, even before history as we know it. We're talking thousands of years ago. That's when the Aeta people, the original Filipinos, first walked these lands. The Aeta are believed to be descendants of the very first people to inhabit the Philippine archipelago. Their exact origins remain shrouded in time, with theories suggesting migrations across now-submerged land bridges from mainland Southeast Asia. These early Aeta thrived as skilled hunters and gatherers, living in harmony with the lush rainforests that covered the islands. Their deep spiritual connection to nature shaped their beliefs and way of life. Now, nobody knows for sure how they got here, but there are some pretty wild theories. Imagine this: ancient land bridges connecting the Philippines to mainland Asia, or epic ocean voyages on bamboo rafts. Talk about adventurous ancestors, right? But what we do know is this: the Aeta are intrinsically connected to this land. It's not just about living in the forest, it's about living with it. They're like the original nature whisperers. Forget supermarkets. The rainforest is their grocery store, their pharmacy, their everything. They've mastered the art of sustainable living, taking only what they need, respecting the delicate balance of nature. And family? Forget nuclear families. We're talking about the whole community pitching in, sharing resources, and looking out for one another. It's a way of life that modern society could learn a thing or two from. Norman King, the first Aeta graduate from the University of the Philippines, has spoken about the resilience and wisdom of the Aeta people. He once said, "The Aeta people have a profound connection to their land and traditions, embodying a wisdom that has been passed down through generations. Their way of life teaches us the importance of living in harmony with nature and valuing our cultural heritage." But sadly, this ancient way of life isn't always easy in the modern world. Stick around, because up next we'll explore the challenges the Aeta face and how their story is far from over. A culture under threat, colonization, and modern struggles. A major shift occurred with the arrival of Austronesian-speaking peoples, skilled sailors who navigated the seas in outrigger canoes. These newcomers brought with them agriculture, pottery, and new social structures. The Austronesians' arrival marked the gradual spread of agriculture, leading to changes in the landscape and likely some competition for resources with the Aeta. While some conflict may have occurred, evidence suggests periods of cultural exchange and even intermarriage between the Aeta and the newcomers. However, the Aeta largely remained distinct, maintaining their hunter-gatherer traditions and connection to the forests. For thousands of years, the Aeta thrived as guardians of their forests. But then, everything changed. The year was 1521, and a guy named Magellan showed up, kicking off centuries of colonial rule. And let's just say, things got complicated. Imagine, you've been living in harmony with nature for generations, and suddenly, there are these newcomers claiming your land, imposing their beliefs. The Spanish tried to convert the Aeta to Christianity, pushing them to abandon their traditional ways. Talk about a culture clash. The Spanish system of land ownership, coupled with the arrival of more settlers, led to the displacement of Aeta communities from their ancestral lands. They were pushed further into the interior, their traditional territories shrinking. Colonization brought with it a new dominant narrative, often marginalizing or romanticizing indigenous cultures like the Aeta. Their oral histories and traditions, passed down through generations, were not documented in the same way as the colonizers' written records. This contributed to the erasure of Aeta history from mainstream narratives. But the story doesn't end there. Fast forward to the 20th century, and the threats against the Aeta only multiply. Logging companies see dollar signs in those ancient trees. Mining corporations want the resources hidden beneath the ground. And those once vast forests, well, they're being carved up for farms and cities. The result? The Aeta, the original guardians of this land, are being pushed to the margins. Many live in poverty, lacking access to basic healthcare and education. Discrimination is a harsh reality, with some even viewing them as backward or primitive. Imagine being considered a stranger in your own ancestral homeland. But here's the thing about the Aeta. They are survivors. They've faced hardship before, and they're not backing down now. In the next segment, we'll see how they're fighting back, reclaiming their narrative, and inspiring change. You won't want to miss it. Resilience and resistance. The Aeta fight for survival. Okay, I know what you're thinking. It's a David versus Goliath story. But here's the thing about David. He never backed down, and neither have the Aeta. They're taking their fight from the forests to the courts, demanding recognition of their ancestral land rights. Imagine having to prove your connection to land your ancestors walked for millennia. It's a long, tough battle, but they're raising their voices, making sure they're heard in the halls of power. But their resilience goes beyond legal battles. They understand the power of passing down their knowledge, their language, their traditions. Think about it. What's more powerful than a culture that refuses to be erased? Aeta elders are leading the charge, becoming the teachers, the storytellers, the keepers of their heritage. And speaking of heritage, get ready to be amazed. The Aeta are keeping their culture alive and thriving through music, dance, and storytelling. We're talking intricate beadwork, rhythmic chants passed down through generations, dances that mimic the movements of animals. This isn't just about preserving the past, it's about sharing their vibrant culture with the world. So are you ready to meet some of these incredible individuals? To learn how you can be part of their story? Stick around because, in the final chapter, we're exploring how we can all contribute to the Aeta's fight for survival and celebrate their incredible resilience. Bridging the gap. Understanding and supporting the Aeta today. We've explored the Aeta's past, their struggles, their incredible resilience. Now, let's talk about the future, because this isn't just about preservation, it's about building bridges of understanding and support. The Aeta are incredibly welcoming and eager to share their culture, if it's done with respect. And that's where responsible tourism comes in. Imagine experiencing their way of life firsthand, learning traditional crafts directly from Aeta artisans, even joining them on a nature walk through their ancestral forests. Talk about a travel experience with a difference. The Aeta people are living proof that even in the face of immense challenges, culture endures. They remind us of the importance of listening to the whispers of the forest, of respecting ancestral knowledge, and of protecting those who protect our planet. Their story is far from over, and it's up to all of us to ensure it's a story of hope, resilience, and a future where their culture thrives for generations to come. What resonated with you most about the Aeta people? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's keep this conversation going. And if you learned something new today, hit that like button and subscribe to join our community of history explorers.